Hey, Planet-Cosplay viewers, I'm Captain John Sprocket.
We're not a good one here.
And we are members of The Cog is Dead, a time-traveling trio of music makers. So, we're here at AnomalyCon and very excited to be here in Denver with all of our CDs and this wonderful jewelry that my wife makes. And we are so excited to be here, and thank you all so much for watching. If you'd like to hear more of our stuff, you can check us out at facebook.com/thecogisdead.
Hey there, fans and cosplayers.
In this episode, we're covering AnomalyCon.
AnomalyCon is a steampunk convention that happens every spring in the Denver Tech Center.
This year, AnomalyCon was especially great.
We have interviews with band members from The Cog is Dead.
We have clips from the cosplay contest.
And pictures from around the convention.
Let's get right to it.
Give me the thumb. Planet-Cosplay here. I'm here with Jesse. Hi, Jesse.
How's it going?
Pretty well. Tell me about your costume.
Oh, well, I've been working on it, adding stuff to it for about the past 3 years. And so I use a lot of brass and copper and leather. And I made this vest out of a jacket. I should cut the sleeves off, sewed it. And then this is kind of a little thing I actually didn't plan on doing, but it worked out. This jacket is actually not a full jacket. The back is cut out. So that way it helps keep me cool, a little bit cooler when it's, hot in here. So.
So, how did you get interested in the genre of steampunk?
I actually went to the Colorado Renaissance Festival down in Larkspur, and there's one place that was selling these gauntlets that had the brass gears on it, And I never heard of steampunk, but I saw those. I was like, okay, I have to have those. Those are awesome.
It called you?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, if I'm gonna wear any, these are the ones I want. So it just kind of took off from there, and I think a few months later, I found out what steampunk was, and just kept getting more into it. Started making my own stuff. So.
So what's your number in line? We're getting ready for the costume contest here at AnomalyCon.
I'm number 2 in line. Yep.
Cool. Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Can you do a twirl?
Yes.
Slowly. Model twirl, model twirl. It lights up also.
Yep.
How much does this all weigh?
I actually haven't tested it. I'll assume maybe 5 pounds-ish on at least the backpack. Yeah, the backpack isn't too bad. It's a little heavy, but it's not too bad. So.
Well, good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
See you, Jesse.
Good to see you too.
Light and truth. He has made several gadgets and gizmos to help him out in his adventures. For example, his backpack has a built-in fan to keep him cool when it's hot. And his lights keep him safe while walking down the side of the street at night. The Steampunk edition. Notice Fluttershy's rabbit purse. Discord's smooth on a watch chain. And Spike's dragon cameo pin and rarity ragdoll. Here to show us his newest invention, the Kraken Slayer 4.1. She doesn't like other people. Some paranormal activity. It is the savior of tacos, the oncoming chimichanga. Lady scavenger. Lady Faye can be hired for almost any job. It just depends on what mood she's in. And if she doesn't feel like it, she'll send a boy. Hired reports latest bionic innovations. This man, once disabled by war, has been restored. Note the automaton arm and the mechanical eye. Just remember, folks, when you're thinking bionics, think higher than lower. He's just a crazy boy that we have to tell him. But he always takes his reward. Zebra Prince. This time-traveling Victorian, like all true Victorians, likes to flaunt the ability to travel to the continent of Africa by sporting the animal print. The backpack and the rocket boots and blaster are hand-painted. She looks sky pirates. Fear not, the Harpy Company will assist and protect. This look was designed by this little birdie and was a collaboration of the Witty Peeler. This costume and props are a collaboration of the Witty Peeler. Linda, as you know, travels by bubble and is here today all the way from Oz. At this time, please raise your bubble wands to celebrate the death of the Wicked Witch of the West. Linda's dress includes hand-sewn bubbles through all 6 layers of the skirt. The entire dress was designed and sewn by Mallory. Props produced by Rochelle.
Hurrah, we'll give them a hearty welcome and hurrah, hurrah. The men will cheer and the boys will shout, the ladies they will all turn out and we'll all feel good when Johnny comes marching home. When they go marching 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah. Their blood will cover me and you, hurrah, hurrah.
John Michael here with Cog of the Dead, correctly?
The cog is dead.
The cog is dead. Okay, we'll edit that out. We don't edit anything. I'm with Renata, and she's with the group. The cog is dead. Tell us what you do.
I play drums and percussion.
And very well, also. You can find them on YouTube. Just do the search on that. And so, tell me a little about how music is made.
John, our lead singer and guitarist, having a hard time speaking here. He comes up pretty much with all the songwriting, all the lyrics, the guitar, bass is all written by him. But we'll collaborate on all the drum parts because I'm kind of picky about how I'm like I don't like the way. That sounds like, can we change that up a little bit? All right. Let's put this differently right here. It's really fun. So
how long have you been with the group?
I joined the band May 2014. My first show was in New Jersey at the Steampunk World's Fair, if I'm not mistaken. That's what it's called in New Jersey.
So where are you guys at? You're local? Not local, but you're from Minnesota? Or?
Daytona Beach, Florida.
Florida, yeah. Oh, that's right, Florida, because it's cold. It's snowing here in Denver, Colorado this weekend for AnomalyCon.
Still got a tan from the beach.
Ooh, beach. That scares me, and bugs also.
Oh, I'm a beach bum. I'm in love with it.
How's it been for you this weekend? Are you adjusting to altitude? And
I will never adjust to cold weather. It looks pretty. I never. This is my
On a
second time.
postcard.
Yeah, exactly.
On a postcard,
From my
yeah.
TV screen. Even better. But this is my second time seeing snow. The first time was in Montana, which was last month. We had 3 shows up there. So this is really cool to find. It's really pretty, really beautiful. But I don't want to I'm so glad I don't have to deal with it. So I don't have to shovel it. Now I get to go back home to the beach, which is I live right by there, so less than a 5-minute walk. I'm perfectly
beach.
fine. I'd rather hurricanes
Never turn
than
your back on
blizzards
a
any day.
beach. But I'm from Hawaii. It's like, I know. Well, thanks for taking a little bit of time with us.
Oh, no problem, no problem.
Planet-Cosplay here, and I'm with Renata. Hi, Renata.
How you doing?
Very well, and how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
And your name is?
John.
John.
John Sprocket.
John Sprocket.
Yep.
Well, how appropriate for a con that has to do with steampunk and cogs. And the name of your band?
Yep. The Cog is Dead.
Is dead. And you learned that from where, or how did you think of that?
The name, I randomly came across it in it was a play by Tom Stoppard. A friend of mine had a book. I picked it up off a shelf.
Stoppard.
Yep. I randomly just pointed to, I said, I'll just read out loud the first phrase I point to, and I looked at the page, and I was pointing to this thing that said, "The Cog is Dead." It was a line from, I guess they were talking about when digital clocks were invented, that people would be screaming, "The cog is dead," because now there was no need for gears and cogs because everything was going digital. So that was where I first came across that, and we decided to go with that as the band name.
So how did your music reflect that?
Well, we have a song called "The Death of the Cog," which...
This is from the third album?
It's actually on the first album.
Oh, first? Okay.
It's sort of a backstory on my character, who used to be a clockmaker, and then a rival clockmaker came out with digital clocks. So I'm like driven mad, basically, and I travel to the future with this crew to try to tell people to bring back analog clockwork and steam power and the things that I loved in the Victorian age.
And how do you bring that out in your music?
Our music has a lot of variety. It started out definitely with
You have a lot of variety in your
Thank you.
music. The giraffe is incredible, but we'll get to that.
They are fantastic. Thank you. So yeah, that was just sort of the initial backstory, and it was the idea of traveling through time was also an excuse for us to write lots of different styles. We basically say that we've traveled to a lot of different time periods as time travelers, and we've heard music in different eras, and so we're influenced by that. So some of our songs sound like rock and roll and doo-wop from the 50s. Some sound a little bit more like 70s rock or Western movies or Russian folk or even reggae. There's a lot of different musical styles. We're not just stuck to one particular genre.
And do please check them out on YouTube. Just do a search, because I spent an hour tonight doing a David Bowie look. And then I'm like, it doesn't work for me. So, because of your cover by David Bowie. What brought that up?
That's always been one of my favorite David Bowie. I think that is my favorite David Bowie song. And
Do you want to name it for the audience?
oh, sure,
Or
the song
Idiots.
Space Oddity, which is it's a fantastic song, and actually was the original inspiration for a song on our first album called "A Letter to Michelle," which is very similar musically, and it's about this man. Instead of going to space, he's traveling in his airship, and it gets shot down. But yeah, that song, David Bowie's song "Space Oddity," was a big influence on that. And so it was right around the time that he had passed away. I felt like paying homage to him, and so we recorded that cover.
So that's pretty recent. Then.
Yeah, that was recorded just after he died. I think it was just a few days after.
Wow, are we hot or what? To know that. So who's Michelle, or who was Michelle?
It's a character in the song who is the wife of this adventurer who basically goes off in his airship. He's an inventor. He builds this machine, and he wants to go off and see the world. And he tells his wife he'll return, but of course, while they're out flying, they get shot down by airship pirates. And so as his airship is going down, he writes her a letter and puts it in a bottle and sends it off to sea in hopes that she'll find it.
So Renata. Okay, Renata. Okay, so you do the drums,
Yep.
correct? And from something like the Michelle story, do you have a backstory?
I am the engineer. I keep the airship running pretty much.
Oh, do
That's
you?
yeah. That's like pretty much Yeah, my job's pretty simple. I just keep things running.
So what do they call it? Not first pilot. First pilot. Then.
Yeah, I guess.
That
So.
it?
Yeah, right.
Like, and how many are in the group?
3.
Just the 3? Okay, 3.
Yep.
And then, so how do you collaborate all of them? Because I'm
Usually,
thinking
yeah.
you probably.
I'm the songwriter, so usually I will I'll write the song, I'll record a demo, and then I'll present it to the band. And usually everyone kind of puts their own spin on it. I know Renata will kind of adapt it to her drumming style, and Bradley will learn the bass line and maybe add something in. So
Ever slap him?
and some of our songs were written with them in mind.
So what was the most? Well, let's talk about some of these items we have up here.
Sure.
Okay. First one, or
That's just it's a sample
that's a sample?
CD. It's like it's got 2 songs from each album, so it's a little way of getting
okay,
getting
Of
a
all
sampling
those.
of what we do for those who are unfamiliar with
And where
this.
can people get this?
This actually we only have at shows right now. It's something we sell for the people that don't necessarily want to risk buying a full album at full price. So that's a $5 little sampling that they can try out if they want, and then go from there if they want to buy more later.
Okay, and then is this the baby?
This is the very first from 2010. That's the one with the songs I mentioned, The Letter to Michelle and The Death of the Cog. And this album is all presented in almost the format of an old radio show. It starts off with, the announcer, and it's got a commercial break and things like that.
Number 9. Can you name that one?
Oh, now you're putting me on the spot. Is that the Death of the Cog?
Time Machine. No.
Oh, that's Time Machine. Okay. I'm like, I thought it was like...
That might be the first one. How was that?
Which one was that?
Time Machine.
Time Machine is a... That's definitely more of a...
Harkening to...
It's a sort of a sadder love song. The music was actually influenced by the one of the themes from the movie Edward Scissorhands. So it's sort of a very slow, sort of this pretty little guitar melody with a few other elements. But it's kind of a sad song about a man whose wife is terminally ill, and so he builds a time machine to travel to the future to a time when there's a cure, so that he can bring back the cure and save her life. And in the end, he does. Not to spoil it, but so it's a little
I know.
it's a little
Spoiler
sad. But
alert.
I didn't want to end it on a complete down note. So
okay. Next.
sure.
I was getting ready to go to this whole time stories that I've been reading lately. So where are you going next? Where have you been? How many cons do you do?
It varies depending on our schedules. We're not doing quite as many as we used to just because of our work schedules and everything else we have going on. But we've been to quite a few. We've been to Dragon Con. We've been to the Steampunk World's Fair, Wild Wild West Con in Tucson, which I was just at a few weeks ago. And next...
And Renata's been here since May?
Yep.
Is that correct?
May 2014.
2014.
2 years just about.
Yep.
Yeah, 2 years almost. So what did you do before that?
I just jammed out with my friends, pretty
it?
much. Yeah, and I jammed out.
Piloting their airships?
Yeah, sure, I guess. Yeah.
All from Florida.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct. Oh, and the weather here?
It's cold. It's cold in Colorado, but I'm loving it in Florida. I love the snow is beautiful, but I love the beach. If you couldn't tell, I have the whole sunburned nose and face, but I love it.
Right. Okay.
It's got the glass.
And then where are you
sunglass
going
stand.
next?
Next, we got one in Florida, and then we're going
back
to
home?
Yep. We're going to San Jose, California for Clockwork Alchemy in April. The Brass Screw Confederacy, which is in the Seattle area, in Port Townsend, Washington. That's in June. And then we should be going back to Montana, which we were just in a few weeks back in September. So,
Give our audience the all your social media sites.
oh sure, yeah. Well, our website is thecogisdead.com. I think we post most frequently to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/thecogisdead.
And they can get these on iTunes?
Yep,
Or?
they're on iTunes. The CDs are on Amazon, and we're hoping to also launch an actual store on our website as well, so you can buy directly from us if you want. And
Instead of paying the... Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, Not to talk about
and it makes it a
them,
little easier too. And that way we can put some of the other things like maybe the sampler and the pictures, and make it more widely available for people that can't always make it to the shows.
And it was like, so we've got these 3, and then and they're also on USB. Then
Yep, this is it's a complete collection of all of our CDs and some other old unreleased things that you can only buy on there.
got a lot of merch here. So who does the artwork?
It's a few different. I do all the Photoshop work and the graphic design. A lot of the photos were taken by Daniela Kuntz of Kuntz Photography, which is she's a local Florida photographer who has done the photography for all of our albums and does really phenomenal work.
Well, thanks for taking a little time with us. Thank you, Renata.
Oh, no problem.
Appreciate that.
Sure. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's been a pleasure. Out.
This song's about some magical, amazing gumbo. And it goes like this.
Wasn't that great?
AnomalyCon just gets better and better every year.
And the Hyatt DTC Hotel is a great venue for it.
Next year, they're having a special room rate for convention goers that starts at just $99 per night.
You should go to AnomalyCon.com and check it out.
You can register for next year's convention, which is March 17th through 19th, 2017, and also sign up for a room.
Until next episode.
Keep cosplaying.